It was homecoming on Saturday for the Wisconsin Badgers as they played host to the Purdue Boilermakers. We'll check out some of the highlights from Saturday's game at Camp Randall Stadium. We'll check in with Badgers receiver Chimere, Dike, who of late has been putting up some pretty good numbers, especially in that Northwestern game a couple of weeks ago. And we'll have our weekly sit-down with head coach Jim Leonhard, all coming up on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
Badgers at the 29-yard line of Purdue. Mertz on a play-action fake. Now a half roll to the right, throw to the end zone. Got him in, and it's a touchdown. Skylar Bell in the right corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
We had two guys going up and out, and I mean their corner bit on the first corner. So it's kind of a reactionary thing. It was kind of funny because we didn't prep for that at all. It was more of a reactionary thing because they showed a lot of just kind of bailing out and taking that deep guy. So we were kind of expecting that ball to go to Chim. So that was good to see that just kind of pop. Juice made a great play, great route.
I had a high 7 route. It's one that we run pretty often, and they kind of bid on Chim's route, and I was scotch-free in the end zone, and Graham made a beautiful throw.
We got some dogs in our room. Skylar Bell's a dog, like you saw today. He can make plays, and I think that makes it easier on everybody. When you have a guy in the room that can make plays, it spreads the field and takes pressure off of everybody.
From their own 30-yard line, motioning out. Nobody in the backfield. Aiden O'Connell takes the shotgun. Snap looks right. It's picked off by Torchio. This will be a walk-in pick six. Touchdown, Wisconsin. O'Connell in the shotgun. He's got Maccabee to his left. Takes the snap. Blitz coming up the middle. Picked off. Here comes Torchio again. Trying to beat a tackle. Inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. The jewelry thief strikes again.
Third down. Coach Leonhard just tossed me the oop. I mean, perfect play call. When they went in motion, I knew exactly what they were running. So it's just a matter of don't be too early. Let them throw it. Just jump in front.
Those 2 picks by Torch, we've been practicing that play in practice. And we knew it was coming, and we stopped, We made the best of it.
It's kind of the player I've always been in the sense, like trying to be a playmaker. And to do it on this stage definitely helps my confidence and just more. That's kind of my feeling now. It just feels so good. So, yeah, definitely. It's awesome to do.
Play fake, Mertz, back to throw, lines up. He's a deep right side. Dike got it. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Here comes Herbert. He knocked it loose, and the Badgers will pounce. He's gone. Braylon Allen all the way. Another turnover forced by the Wisconsin defense. Oh, what work by Jim Leonhard's group.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Backed by popular demand, Hy-Vee drive-through flu shot clinics. Just follow the signs in your Hy-Vee parking lot to get your flu shot right from your car. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment or prescription is necessary. Drive-through flu shots are offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Or get your flu shot inside your Hy-Vee pharmacy at any time with no appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you get a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. during training, no school loans, and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
Again, in manageable down and distance, 2nd and 5. Ball marked at the 47-yard line. Braylon Allen's got room to run. Left side, he's loose. 20-yard line, 15, 10. Taken down at the 7-yard line. Braylon Allen into the secondary. 2 receivers left. Dike and Lewis. Bell right. Now Dike motions right. Graham Mertz on a half roll there, looking to that side. He'll have to throw at the pylon. Caught and spinning in. Waiting for a call. Touchdown! Chimere Dike. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Badgers at the 14. Handoff Braylon Allen. He's got room up the middle. 5, 4, 3. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Wide open up the middle. Blocked so well. Arnold brings a man in motion. Fakes the handoff to Mockabee up the middle. He's going to get walled under and taken down. A sack in the backfield again. Wisconsin gets to him. That's Jake Chaney off the edge. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Second sack for the Badgers defense. Badgers with a receiver right, 1 left. Mertz will roll to the right, throws in that direction to Skylar Bell. Bell cuts back inside. He's got room to work outside the 45, 47-yard line near midfield. And Wisconsin with a big first down. Wisconsin at the right hash, handoff to Garendo, angles, he's got room to work. He beats a safety, he's on his feet, he's loose, and he is fast. Isaac Garendo to the house, and he finishes in the end zone for a touchdown, Wisconsin. Ball at midfield, 50-yard line. Mockabee shifts left to right, rather right to left behind O'Connell. O'Connell pump fakes right, now looks over the middle, it's passed, tipped, caught, intercepted by Wisconsin. The ball was tipped, and Jordan Turner was the recipient in the right place at the right time. That's the 3rd interception thrown by O'Connell today.
I thought we started fast, just the way we wanted to. Come out, punch them in the mouth a little bit, get them on their heels, run in pass game, balance attack, and then finish it off, in the red zone with a touchdown. That's the way we want to start games.
It's tremendous. I mean, that's a good Purdue team. You look at their record. I mean, they had close losses, some really good teams. They were playing really well, so to get that win at home, it's definitely something that boosts your confidence and kind of continues momentum for us, or starts momentum.
I think today, we just showed what we're capable of. We do this in practice every day. We practice it, but now we're just able to show it. So I think it's just guys just gaining that confidence that we can still do it.
I feel like just execution. That's one thing we've been stressing is execution. That's some things that, we go back and watch the tape of the games that we've lost. Something we didn't do was execute. So this week we stressed execution and playing our ball, and we did that today.
Even last week, we knew that we went on battle. Obviously, there's things we need to clean it up, but we were able to come out and do that this week, and I think that shows the growth, and I think that shows, how well Coach Leonhard has handled it. And he's a great coach. I'm excited to keep building with him.
I'm so proud of how the guys just put their heads down and work. It's truly inspiring, and as a leader on this team, that's all you can ask for. And guys just to block out all the noise and just keep your head down and go. So it's definitely going to get a win.
When defense gets a pick six, that's boosts the whole sideline. Everybody's so excited. You get up a 2-score lead right out of the gate. That can demoralize a lot of teams when that happens. So we kind of felt it when we went back out there. They weren't going as hard, and you could kind of see as the game went on, it was wearing on them. But that's kind of our game. We just got to get up on the guys early in order to be successful. So.
I think we're starting to show what we can really be. Northwestern, we started to put together, how we should play. Michigan State, that was a tough loss, but we fought. And now today, I feel like all elements, all phases, all came together today, and that was the result.
We still need to fine-tune some skills because we didn't have a game. Of course we won, but we didn't have a game where there was some plays that could have been blown up or something like that. So we just got to still fix those and can't let it get overshadowed by the win that we had today.
I think when we execute what we're supposed to do, we're pretty good. We played really well, but I think we've shown inconsistencies, right? Northwestern game we played really well. Last week roller coaster, and then this week kind of put it all together. So when we broke it down after, I said, remember this feeling, remember winning. This is what we're playing for, winning, this feeling right here. So I don't know, hopefully the bye week we'll get more together, and we'll go from here, finish strong.
I mean, we had a couple of dudes who are kind of banged up that I think can really benefit from it, and I think that we can kind of analyze what we need to improve on, playing some good ball, but at the same time there's still changes we need to make. So be able to make those changes, kind of take a deep breath, and then go into this final stretch of the season and come out with a lot of W's. I think it's gonna be huge for us.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Backed by popular demand, Hy-Vee drive-through flu shot clinics. Just follow the signs in your Hy-Vee parking lot to get your flu shot right from your car. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment or prescription is necessary. Drive-through flu shots are offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Or get your flu shot inside your Hy-Vee pharmacy at any time with no appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you get a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver.
Well, we've heard Coach Leonhard talk about how Wisconsin is a very special place. He would know. Walk-on turn, 3-time All-American, multi-time academic All-American, the rest in the NFL. But we thought we'd take the next few minutes and ask the coach to expound on that a little bit. Jim, it's no secret. You could be a lot of places. You have chosen to stay here, of which everyone is grateful for that. But you've said this is special. What makes the University of Wisconsin, this football program, and the university as a whole so special to you?
To me, it's always been about relationships, and it's always been about the student athletes. I felt that as a player. That was one of the main reasons why I wanted to come back as a coach, was because I felt like they were front and center as far as the decisions that were being made. And we want to give everything we can to them and support them in every way without spoiling them and making them feel entitled. And it's a hardworking state, right? It's a lot of diehard fans that love this program, and I think that makes me feel good as a coach, and it made me feel good as a player, knowing you had the support really from everybody around, and you had opportunities to go out there and make the experience your own.
I've always thought, and I've mentioned this to certain people, groups or whatever, that the more things are changing in college athletics, we all know they are, and many of them are good, right? Opportunities to make money with name, image, and likeness, but the more some things stay the same as well, right? We talk about things changing, but the values here, the mission here, that sounds like that needs to and will continue to remain the same.
Yes, I think you're either growing or dying, right? That is very real. So we understand the tradition of what we've done, kind of the foundation of what this program has been built on, and what this university believes in with the academic piece as well. That still needs to move forward, and then there needs to be adjustments in other places. So I'm excited, hopefully, to be a part of this future, right, going forward, and not sure what the role is going to be right now, but I'm excited to continue to push what the idea of Wisconsin football and the university is to me, and that's the biggest thing I want to get across. And I came back to make this place better. I've stayed because I haven't felt like my job was done yet, and if it ever gets to the point where I feel like I'm part of the problem, that's when it would be time to move on, or if I can't push this place forward in a way that I feel great about.
It's been you made a really important point, actually several. You do it in your news conferences, but one of the things you want to find out now with this, as people see this, you're getting ready to go into the bye week, but one of the really important things is to find out, you said you want the leaders to lead, others to hang on to those leaders, and if you don't, to let you know. That's pretty critical to know. It really seems like the overwhelming majority are diving in. You see the joy of a big play, the disappointment when things don't go right. You're seeing a lot of pretty good things here with this group, aren't you?
It was really exciting to watch that group play last week. The investment they put into the week, really the togetherness that you felt on the sideline throughout the game, ups and downs, right? It's back and forth game, dealt with a lot of adversity well, and there's a number of situations that we have to execute better. But could not be more proud of the way we played, right? As far as the effort and the energy, we have to clean some things up. But I'm excited because I think you're finding out a lot about our players. You're finding out a lot about our coaches as far as the investment and where they're at. And we need to play better. There's no question about it. But I'm excited moving forward because I think we are finding out who the true leaders are and who really wants to be a huge part of this program moving forward.
You mentioned too that there are some guys who are playing that they need to get out there, and whether you're ready or not, here it is. We've seen that. I know somebody asked you about that in your playing days. I think of a guy like Scott Starks right away. One of your teammates went through some tough stretches and then had one of the great moments in the history of the program against, ironically enough, Purdue. I mean, that's part of the beauty of this big picture. There could be some bumps with younger guys, but man, they fight through all that, and they can be the player that that they're capable of being here, right?
I think the hardest part of college football right now is the snap judgments, right? Everyone has a voice, and everyone has an opinion on who a player is immediately, right? Good play, bad play, 1 week, 2 weeks, right? Like, there are so many snap judgments on these players, and to get them to push through and understand that's not the reality of how sports works, right? It's such a growing process week in and week out, year in and year out throughout your career. Everything just gets elevated right now. And, if you have a bad game, everyone's after you, right? If you play well, you're the best player on the team, right? That's not the reality of sports. So it's getting your guys to push through kind of the ups and downs and the emotions week in and week out and just continue to trust the process of growing. That's the hardest part right now. That is absolutely the hardest part of coaching, and what we have to emphasize with our guys, really win, lose, or draw, is how to push through that and remain consistent whatever the results are on Saturdays.
All right, Badgers have the bye this week. They get back at it a week from Saturday, hosting the Maryland Terrapins at Camp Randall Stadium. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with this week's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
Badgers have a very exciting receiving core, a lot of good young talent on the roster. They're all young, right? They're in college, but the guy I'm talking to is, I guess, the veteran of the group, Chimere Dike, also an exciting talent. Chim, thanks for spending a few minutes with us. I think I put that right. Good young talent, right? Skylar Bell, Vinny Anthony. These young guys, they've got a little game to them, don't they?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. But no, I really like our group. I think we have a lot of young guys who, have got really good experience in these first couple games, and we're looking to build off that. Whether it's Skylar, Kate Lou, Vinny, the list goes on. But so many guys who can be really good players for us.
I talked with your position coach Albus Whitted toward the end of training camp, and I asked him. I said, "Is Chim?" Chim, he will say some things, but I don't hear the voice. I hear Keanu Benton a lot. He's a loud. He has a lot of fun on the field. I said, is Chim? Does he have the leadership qualities? Will he say things? And Coach Whitted said, "Oh yeah, when he has to." This leadership thing is something you take pretty seriously. It sounds like.
Yeah, for sure. I take pride in, being a leader in our room, being a leader on the offense. I try to always come with a good approach every single day. Do my work, come to work, and be focused. And then, obviously, whenever something needs to be said, I'm not a big rah-rah guy, but when something needs to be said, I'll step up and say that as well. So I'm still growing as a leader, but that's something that I definitely take pride in, something I'm looking to continue to improve.
Did you learn some things along the way, just in a total package, not just leadership, other areas from a Danny Davis, from a Kendrick Pryor, those guys that are helping you now?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, Danny and KP are really talented players. KP's on the Jaguars now, which is awesome to see. But I learned a lot from those guys, especially my sophomore year. Being able to play a couple more games with them. Jack Dunn was also a huge help for me my freshman year. Just learn the ropes and seeing how you're supposed to approach a work week. He's one of the hardest working guys that we've had in our team. So I learned a lot from all three of those guys, and I'm thankful that I was able to have the experience of playing with them.
I mentioned Coach Whitted. I want to circle back to him. What makes him a good coach?
I think the biggest thing about Coach Whitt that makes him a great coach is how much he cares about his players. He has one of the best approaches I've ever seen. Me and my roommate Ross Gangler, we're talking about him the other day and how his attitude. He said, if I could have anybody's attitude, I'd have Coach Witt's, and I think that's a perfect, statement, because Coach Witt, he approaches practice every day with energy, and he really cares about his players in this team. So I love playing for him, and I'm so thankful I've gotten the experience of being developed by him as a receiver.
It's so interesting watching this coaching staff, because there are 101 different approaches you can have. You can have the guys who are yelling and look like they're always in a bad mood. You have others who don't. Coach Leonhard's not one of those guys. Seems like Coach Whitted isn't either, but they can make their point, right? It's about business when it's time to be about business.
Yeah, no, I think that that's a great thing about leadership even, right? Like you pointed out Keanu and me, kind of you hearing Keanu and not hearing me as much. I think leadership and coaching can be, come in a bunch of different ways, and it can be effective in a bunch of different ways. And I think that it's great that we have a bunch of balance on our staff and, a bunch of great coaches on our staff as well.
Final thought, Chim, when times, every program is going to go through tough times. Some could be more unusual than others, but is it more important than ever to just remind yourself that, while this is a tough physical sport, you're playing it because you love it, and when you get out there in practices, meetings, obviously the games, that at the end of it all, this is supposed to be fun, so let's make sure we're doing everything we can to have some fun.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's huge. Obviously, the thing that makes our job so special is that, we can have fun playing a game. And obviously, it's not a job really, but, it's something that we take very seriously. I think it's important that we continue to have fun. We have so much season ahead of us.
I've seen a lot of Wisconsin teams here do things that no one thinks they can do. There's nothing better than that, is there, right? If things can go the right way, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but if things could go the right way, the thought of proving a lot of people wrong is pretty enticing, isn't it?
Yeah, last year even, people counted us out early in the year and being able to climb back. Obviously, we didn't climb back as far as we wanted, but a lot of people didn't think we were going to even get to the point that we got to. I'm hoping that we can do the same thing this year. Sometimes it's fun being the bad guys, so hopefully we can be the bad guys and go on a little run here.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. That's Badgers wide receiver Chimere Dike. Stay with us. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line, innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
A bye week for the Badger football team next week. That means we will turn our attention to Wisconsin basketball. The Badgers with an exhibition game coming up this Sunday against UW-Eau Claire. We'll sit down with head coach Greg Gard, give you a sneak peek of the 2022-2023 Wisconsin men's basketball team. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.
Backed by popular demand, Hy-Vee drive-through flu shot clinics. Just follow the signs in your Hy-Vee parking lot to get your flu shot right from your car. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment or prescription is necessary. Drive-through flu shots are offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Or get your flu shot inside your Hy-Vee pharmacy at any time with no appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you get a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.